The problem is that right now I believe that Ron is the better player, and nothing's going to change that. The only person that can change that is right here. If you honestly put anyone on a pedestal, then you're already going to have an experience. You're going to have some difficult experiences against opponents. If you put anyone on a pedestal, then you might as well just hang it up, because you're not going to be able to beat them. You have to take the bull by the horns, find their faults. They are human like anyone else. And that's all you have to do, is raise yourself up. A certain comfort zone soar toward playing correctly, grabbing space, an equal amount of space, having equal chances to win, not letting yourself fall behind in any manner, way, shape, or form by gambiting a pawn unsoundly, like in the Stafford Gambit, but simply playing good chess. So many people out there who are studying openings instead of learning how to win the game. In other words, if you are studying the London or any opening variation, how much will that really reward you toward winning a game versus learning specific strategic methods, maneuvers, plays, or honing your endgame skills toward pocketing further points and thereby gaining rating points. I cannot recommend Chess Informant publications highly enough. Despite the nature of the modern era with computing and ChessBase, you can actually receive a digital copy along with your subscription to Chess Informant and receive the benefit of all worlds. And of course, if you invest in other Chess Informant products, such as the 1000 Best of the Best, you'll be able to pick apart the annotations of the 1960s and improve your chess in that manner. I couldn't just play what I wanted to play in a position. I had to play what the position dictated. In other words, if a plan was organic to the position, it succeeded. But if I try to force my will, let's just say like the 4-move checkmate, then it cannot possibly succeed against the death of Tigran the Trojan. And on that particular Sunday, a young man walked into my establishment and told me that the world champion was dead. It was a Sunday morning. The Sunday morning Herald had the article in it, which he showed me, and I was so shocked. And I asked him, how are you so interested in chess? And he said that his father was the champion of the Berkeley, UC, California chess club. And that morning, I began playing him for 25 cents a game. And if he won, he would get the whole roll of quarters, which would be $10. And after about 3 games, I decided I had had enough, and this could not last. And I said, why don't I just teach you how to play the game? At the end of the week, he came back and he said, either my father is not telling the truth, or Berkeley had a really terrible chess. Aim higher. Set your standards higher. Be better. I mean, you're aiming at a level of player that is more or less intermediate. I already made this comment earlier that players under 2400 are intermediate. So if you aim higher, aim at becoming a better player. Basically, Gotham Chess is an advanced intermediate player. He is hoping to become a grandmaster for a reason, because then he will be a real player. I would only hope to do the same thing myself, as my rating is even lower and weaker. I'm not as good as Gotham Chess yet. I am a hop, skip, and a jump above beginner. Our goal is that everyone should have an opportunity to become a better player. That is far more important than any individual win for rating points, because honestly, when you are a certain strength, the rating points just come and go. If you have a bad day, your rating returns to your true strength.
on the very next day. So there's no reason, absolutely no reason for anyone to be fretting over rating points or anyone getting help on any particular move when this is meant purely and entirely for training for actual real life events. Not sure how he's defending it now. I don't think he can defend it now. This is not good. There's even more where that came from. Maybe we could have berserked. Do not berserk. Never, ever, ever berserk.
And of course, the old discovered mate. I would actually like to call this the Reti mate, right? Where he sacked his queen on d8 and played bishop to g5 and bishop to d8 when the king ran to c7, as there were pawns here, rook on this square, knight on that square. So the Richard Reti mate followed by
start at the beginning. Basically, you're going for an AP class in chess when you study Kasparov or Magnus. And if you've not passed all of your primary school classes, your fundamentals, your absolute basics, which are Lasker, Capablanca, Morphy, Alekhine, then it becomes very difficult to jump into science at a higher level. Studying the game in its entirety is the way to go. You have to develop all parts of your game equally in order to increase in strength, because opponents are going to be weak in various areas of the game, and if you can win 2 out of 3 of the areas of the game, then like on American Idol or any of those voting survivor shows, you will move on to the next. Coordination on a daily basis is always going to benefit you.
Arsenal fan Richie said, "Those bishops are pretty respectable."
They are, aren't they? Where are you going now? And I get a full rook out of this mess because we set. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, grasshoppers. It's time, it seems. Kian Chess Coach, how is the chess tournament? I don't know that he's here, or if he's doing it on his stream, but it is important to notice when people are playing in their IRL events. We do have an IRL. Wow, 8 minutes ago I started streaming. That's quite crazy that I had that running for 8 minutes. I did log in Florida. So, or at least I attempted to install the Streamlabs software and all that on a new PC because I planned on it, but the internet was no better. C'est la vie. Ultimately, I ended up not streaming from Florida or not giving any lessons past the first day. I roughed it really, really hard in the beginning. Really hard in the beginning. It was difficult, but I managed to do it. And then after the first day, the lessons sort of fell away. It wasn't possible to do it after the first day, it seems. Ultimately, I'm going with one of my favorite playlists in the background. One that should be able to make it. If I can find it. We'll get a little bit of music in the background going. Hopefully it won't be too loud. Testing, testing, testing. You can always tell me if it's too loud. I don't think this affects it at all. No, it's on its own volume track, as it turns out. I do need to create a slipstream extension for the... Wow, this game went to an endgame very, very quickly. And white blundered by allowing two connected outside pass pawns. Ouch. And there it goes. There's no stopping it now. That was pretty rough. Nakamura mindset. Who cares about Nakamura? You are your own star player. Let's turn down the lead chest sound. That was really ridiculous. Just a little bit. I don't know why it's so high. I'm also going to reduce the size of my ridiculously large mouse. Probably I wanted to play c5 before, but we'll go with it this way. We should have a pleasant advantage here. Really, we should. Since our opponent has that really awkward isolated pawn. We've got three attacking this pawn. We're threatening to remove the defender. He will recover on b7, but his king is caught. So I believe we're going for it. That's a piece. By the way, that's a full piece. But our king is out of the game a little bit. Oh, maybe it wasn't a full piece. What was I thinking? I took with a piece. It is a pawn. A pawn is a pawn is a pawn. Let's keep it up. This is a fork. Could be a skewer. We will see. Let's see what direction he wishes to go in. Can I? Can I do this? I don't know. That's interesting. I didn't really want this, so that first check was not so helpful. We'll keep it up. Chess. Looks as though we might be separating the men from the boys here. Oh no, we're not separating the men from the boys. That's really sad. We're not. That was a little slow. Two Rosen trophies in one. G5 with a pawn mate. G5 with a pawn mate. Starting in January, I am going to try to honor some of the Rosen trophies, if possible. Most Rosen trophies accumulated within the aspect of one tournament. That was a very interesting. Oh, it's bullets, so I have to request a computer analysis. While we're at it, let's see, we're up to 833. $196 other players. Yuck. There's also the winter marathon that is going on. There is also the winter marathon. So 195 other players. You get to watch the number go down. $176 other players. So in this particular instance, wow, is that the best line? Am I good or what? That is the best line. And white should play e5. And I have been on the black side of this with bishop g4, but they claim, and I've also played knight h6. But bishop g4 makes a lot more sense. And bishop d7 also. And here, only 174 other players. Yuck. Let's refresh our screen. So we should be at, ideally, 834 or more. I think I have to keep track for myself. I used to keep a spreadsheet on all of my first moves, all of my relative goals in the opening. Did we lose Nakamura mindset? No, we're waiting for Kian chess coach. No, he's not here. All right, let's boot him out. We will get I just have to remember to let him back into the team after I'm done. That's just Dojo 360 or 960. He loves playing bullet, so I don't want to kick him kicked out of the team. There we go. Now we will get paired. If you leave the tournament, you should, and I repeat, you must, this is just so loud, this playlist. Alright, common mistake playing knight to c6. Now it's a reverse Nimzo Indian without any of the features. And that's also another waste of time because I was going to capture. I was indeed going to capture. We have more where that came from. More where that came from. But where are you going? Well, that's interesting. Oh, you're going for that? That's awkward indeed. It's awkward indeed. Awkward indeed. Awkward indeed. Removing defenders seems to be the theme of today's exercises. This is going to be ugly, folks. Shield your eyes. Shield your eyes. Shield those eyes. Shield. Shield those eyes. We need all of the pieces in on this. In on this. Matcha Latte Bob. Remind me to let Key and Chess Coach back into the team. I had to boot him to get the pairings going. Matcha Latte Bob knows exactly what I'm talking about. Let's see if he's watching the stream. He is watching the stream. Oh, that didn't quite work. Well, let's tag both. Let's see what we can get. I think we're getting a pawn out of the deal, but we might not be getting a completely fresh pawn out of the deal. Just this one. Knight a4, queen a3, knight c5. Do I really want a pawn out of the deal? Yes. We do. Only because I don't know where white's queen is going. Oh, he can defend and attack at the same time. How annoying is that? But he didn't do it. And now, knight takes, knight takes, knight takes, and then queen back. Where's the queen going? This is a freebie. It's literally a bummer. Still have 3 attacking, 1 defending. Three attacking, 1 defending. That doesn't really save it, right? But you know what? Sometimes you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometime, you just might find you get what you need. Just went from worse to worser. No good squares for this queen. Looks like he has to simplify. You still have more where that came from. This could leave a mark. That could leave a mark. Is Matcha Latte Bob still here? Candle is back. What happened to Matcha Latte? If you've not yet checked out the amazing power of chess increment, not too late to start with this amazing volume. Oh no, did everybody disappear on me? We do need to do some damage control though. Where is Kickbot when you want him? What's up with Kickbot? Dude. Maybe it doesn't do everything? Let's try this again. Uh-oh. We have to check our dashboard. Our Streamlabs dashboard. That was a very weird song. Aha. It looks like I opened up something I did not know existed. I seem to be okay on the YouTube front. Candle is back. Oh, I don't have a YouTube bot just yet. That's interesting. Not sure what it does, but it is interesting what it does. But I was going to recapture with the bishop. I think we can still extract ourselves from this mess, thanks to his bishop being on this square. Oh, I should have berserked. Candle meets the criteria of almost 1,000 points below me. Is this the same candle that I've known and loved before? There's a CloudBot download? No. Can I just do it that way? I feel like I should be able to. That's interesting. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Interesting. Very. There's a little bit of a problem with that one. He planned on doubling on my bishop. I don't know how rude that was, but he did plan on doubling on that one. I don't want him to take on e5. I do not want him to take on e5. That's interesting. I do not wish for him to take on e5, but he may just do that. And now we get our pawn diamond. And we'll keep it alive. And we'll blow up the scene. And we'll have to secure ourselves. In this case here, we have just gotten to the scene. Okay, that's interesting. Let's keep it up. I have to remember that I berserked. So I need 16 good moves. He didn't quite make it to the 16 good moves mark. There is another Rosen Trophy involving... Oops, I forgot to berserk. Involving flagging someone with 0.0 seconds on your clock. Oops, you may have walked into something here, which involves the use of heavy lifting and machinery.
Checkmate saying, thanks for following.
Oh, that's a check. Checkmate assassin, I believe you were after. No, Candle. We have 15 minutes to get the next dojo out. Let's see what we could do. You are on YouTube. Let me tell me you saw that command come up for you. Namaste, everyone. I do like to run checks on everything, just in case. Terrible performance. What did I do to deserve that terrible performance? Oh, we had a... Okay. Kian chess coach finished in third. But not even playing. I just want to make sure that you saw the announcement. Let's just check our channel real quick. No, huh? Oh, wait a minute. You did see the 3 teams. Yes. But it seems to be a strange command coming up and oh, that's a terrible one. That is a terrible one. I'm not going to do that one. I need to give you the link to the Blitz team, specifically. That is the Blitz team link. Or on the main page, once you've joined the team, the Blitz event and the Rapid event will appear right here. Declined requests. And the 2.1. Kian Chess Coach is back in. Is Kian streaming? That is the question. I do not see him. Artemiev is playing Hans Niemann. Our student, Hans Niemann. All right, back to the Blitz. We have 2 players. not. So it does seem to be coming through on the YouTube, and it does seem to be coming through on the Kick. That's good. All right, so Kick is getting everything. If you are serious about improving at chess, and I know that you might be, you might think that you are. If you are serious about improving, then you need to be playing on a regular basis, and ironically, ideally, 2-part study to 1-part playing. So if we are playing for 2.5 hours on a morning dojo session across 3 events, we should be, in theory, studying for 6 hours. That's a lot of studying. So in an ideal world, I don't expect you to go through all of your games, but you can combine studying with playing. You can absolutely combine studying with playing by learning from your mistakes in each of your arenas, which we're going to show you how to do here shortly. At least at the very outset, you should be learning from your mistakes. So if you simply go to your previous games in your profile, so you can find next to the activity tab right here, and we will take a game such as this one, and we will do the analysis board, and we will go below the board or to the right of the board, depending on what kind of an interface you have. We will request a computer analysis. And usually, and you can resize the board by grabbing the bottom right-hand corner, and you can click on Learn from Your Mistakes. And then it will subsequently quiz you moves that you could have done better. So I played F takes E, and they recaptured wrongly. Or they actually started with F takes E6. And that is where it all went downhill. We will clip that link for good measure. I believe that I might just want to shove, because I'm winning material in 2 moves. I'm basically winning a piece with F6. There's no stopping that. And in this particular instance, I should have played queen to D7 check first. That was my original intention, with the idea of playing rook to F1 check on the move. And then we are done reviewing our mistakes. At least for the most part, we've spent almost an equal amount of time playing. The dojo rapid event. If you only play rapid events, I completely understand. The rapid event arena is right there. The rapid event team, I should say. Then we move on to the Blitz. On the weekends, we definitely try to do 3 events. 5:25 a.m. all week long. 5:25 a.m. we have an event and a scheduled something or other. 6:15 on weekends and holidays, and 7:15 every day of the week. So 5:25 a.m. New York City time, and 7:15 a.m. every single day, with 6:15 a.m. on the weekends. We have a 3rd event right in between the other 2. What happened? So again, since we have the 7 minutes, and we're going to go back, and I'm going to look for another one here. Analysis board. Request a computer analysis. Once it goes through the motions, a blue box will pop up right down here with the performance mistakes. So I was 100% in this game. So chances are it's going to say you did not make any mistakes. Well, didn't like my queen to b4. It thinks that I should have just castled. I mean, I should have just exchanged queens, I'm almost certain. After all, I'm up a full pawn. 2 to 1 in the center? I'm not up a full pawn. What does this thing know about? I'm centralizing his rook. Oh, white is slightly better, it's claiming. I have a hard time believing that. A very hard time believing that. A very hard time believing that. But we are happy to be back. So if there were no mistakes really, then we'll go back to the list. We know that we did the pterodactyl. This one was one move, it didn't count. This was Nakamura mindset number 4. Requesting our computer analysis, you're allowed to request up to 30 or so, I believe, give or take. Might be 25, I believe it's 30. 30 computer analysis requests. And learn from our mistakes. Oh, waiting for the analysis to complete. Oops. Let's head back. And back some more. So we did that Nakamura mindset. We had the Nakamura mindset right before that one. And it says we've got an ongoing analysis. A little sluggish today. They have a sterling team featuring Grandmaster Canty. GM Canty. Did he change his name yet, or is he still a Grandmaster? I'm curious if he's still a Grandmaster. He is still a Grandmaster. GM Canty. I did talk to Gowrie about it, and I've talked to other streamers about it. As optimistic as you might be that you are going to become a Grandmaster, even Hans Niemann, when he was streaming, was I am Hans Niemann when he was an international master. And he did change his Twitch name when he became a Grandmaster his last year at our school. So if you're not a Grandmaster, you should not have GM in your title. So for example, I am a National Master. I am a FIDE trainer, but I would not say that I am a senior FIDE trainer on the hopes that someday I will become a senior FIDE trainer, because that would be misleading you as a viewer. A senior FIDE trainer is one who has the title of International Master or Grandmaster, who has the FIDE trainer status. The FIDE trainer status is the highest possible status that you can do as a mortal being, unless you're a titled player. I like this cool looking move here. Really? I don't think it's taking. I don't think it's that either, so it must be taking. And then we can go after the next one this way. And if you question it with the engine running up there, you can always go back. Let's make this a little bigger so that everyone can see it. Now, of course, I haven't had a chance to talk to GM Canty about being an FM. I mean, we're not even IM yet. So it's a little bit... Oh, we're done reviewing back mistakes. I mean, White's mistakes. That's crazy. So we did the first Nakamura mindset, the second Nakamura mindset, and we did the third Nakamura mindset. Note that I've done the computer analysis requested on all of these, and our Blitz Arena has started. Oh man, a wave of tiredness is falling over me. I have been off of my sleep schedule the entirety of the time that I was in Florida. And now returning. There's so much work to do that I was away for. It's not cool. Let's see if there are other games going. We can't see it in this screen, so we're going to have to reduce it. Yes, we have Medi versus Hiroki. Good luck, gentlemen. When you do pop into a game or when you're viewing a game like this one, the higher rated player is always from your perspective. So Black Hiroki, who was well over 2200 when I first started playing. I assumed to be 3 and 5, but I only remember losing to him. Mr. Jasic. Let's see, Mr. Jask and Candle. Let's see how far in we are. We've got equal minor pieces. 3, 2 rooks each, 1 queen each. I'm not sure why we didn't try to take on d4. Where are the weaknesses, folks? A very important question that you have to ask yourself whenever your opponent makes a move, because the protected squares change. Some more or better protected and others less so, and you may be able to plan accordingly around those weaknesses. Interesting, right? Let's move it forward. Even in this particular instance, I'm not sure if I would take. I'm not entirely sure that I would take. That is a very valuable knight, though. But we've only enlisted and we've only managed to increase the number of central pawns that he has. Now we have to tag that pawn and outpost our knight on this square and hopefully anchor it. because this bishop is coming in. He defended a pawn with a rook, but we know the value of the rook is 5. Why would we guard a pawn with a rook? Pawns are supposed to be guarding pieces. That's the way it works. Not the other way around. Pieces do not guard pawns. They're just too valuable. Ouch, 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 ouch. We're going to lose a pawn, possibly a knight, possibly another pawn. Oh, he wasn't up to it, and I think he forgot about it. And he forgot about what he was doing. What is the opponent's big idea? The next most valuable question that you might have to ask yourself. What is the opponent's idea? What is his intention? What does he want out of the position? Those things you have to ask yourself each and every time your opponent moves. Let's see if we're getting a game now. I'm going to be washing my face a lot today. Where is... My co-teacher was giving away the facial cleansing thingamajiggies. These work really, really well, by the way. Little facial cleansing. Should I trust Mr. Jask? No, not yet. I have to see how he plays. He's not quite 1,000 rating points below. But these work well. Any towelette that allows you to clean your face is really great for helping keep you awake during lessons if you are struggling. Might get away with a fast one here. Let's see if we did. Taking advantage of the pin. Indeed. And now we don't mind simplifying. You can see we're attacking another target. And now we've discovered on the B7 weakness, it seems. And we might even get to prevent him from castling, it seems. Now everyone here knows what I want. You know what I want. I want to simplify. He didn't get the memo at all. At all. That may look like we're not using any time. We want to outpost our pieces. Keep them on good squares, improving our worst placed
Friedrich Holberg said,
Can
hello.
I get at him? Interesting. 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 He didn't follow up with a 4 on that last move. Friedrich, how are you, bud? Great to see you, man.
Friedrich Holberg said, your mic very soft.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Let's just check it out. God help me if I'm on the wrong microphone. I didn't check the microphone settings. Properties. Oh, God help us.
But this does it better. Oh man, I made a whole bunch of clips as well. Terrible and tragic. That's all I can say.
Friedrich Holberg said, im good.
As much as I like the discovery on that rook, I didn't see anything useful about this.
Friedrich Holberg said, yes, now better.
Oh God, that's terrible. I'm so sorry. I wish you'd been here earlier. We're gonna have to redo all of those previous clips. Let's see what the previous clip was like. God help me. Let's see what that clip was like. Not a bad clip. It looks like I survived it. Looks like I survived it. He berserked? Wise guy. So let's see. Berg, Hiroki, got a battle on your hands. Miri, Candle. Who else do we have here? Anyone who has not yet gotten out of the event. Who has gotten out of the event? The next one we're going to talk about is... I would easily put my knight on the square and invite danger, 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 danger. Now I can't do it anymore. A good rook lift is always worth it. Improving your worst placed pieces. Improving your worst placed pieces is the next most valuable question to ask every time you approach a position. If you can improve your worst placed piece with it, the whole position will be improving. I think it was Tarash or Tartakower who said it originally. It was basically improving your worst placed pieces as part of a plan. It's also part of Jacob Agard's 3 questions. I'm giving him a little bit of the credit for it because he's popularized it the most, being the FIDE senior trainer and the FIDE training commission head at one time. I'm not sure that he is anymore. But in any event, improve your worst placed pieces. That's what it's all about. Let's see where that one came in. Got 4 going. And I'm the odd man out. Let's see what that one is. Or Tartakower, who said it originally. It was basically improving your workplace pieces as part of a plan. It's also part of Jacob Agar's 3 questions. I'm giving him a little bit of the credit for it because he's popularized it the most, being the FIDE senior trainer, FIDE training commission head at one time. I'm not sure that he is anymore. But in any event, improve your workplace pieces. That's what it's all about. That one can be edited. Or Tartakower, who said it originally. It was basically improving your workplace pieces as part of a plan. It's also part of Jacob Agar's. Interesting that it only did it that much. We may take another stab at it. Hiroki Matcha Latte Bob has returned. Oh, this could be coffee time. Could be coffee time. Do I dare? I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm doing this primarily because Matcha Latte Bob is watching. So I wanted to tempt him into thinking that I might actually berserk back. Because he seems to be only interested in berserking. Only interested in berserking. What is the opponent's big idea? What does the opponent want? Very important key question to ask yourself every time your opponent moves. That was for you, Bob. Bob the Frog was another student at Columbia Grammar. I think Bob the Frog has graduated this year. Trying to remember what college Bob the Frog got into. Darn it. I should look. Probably scroll back to my WhatsApp. It says I have a message. Why does it say I have a message if I don't have a message? We'll take a look. It was in the coach's thread. UPenn, early decision. UPenn is an absolutely lovely campus in downtown Philadelphia. You are a part of the city scene as well as being a part of a lovely college campus that does include a bit of ivy on the walls of the university. Bob the Frog is one of two, twin two of two. They're not identical twins. Whoa. I was expecting that, sir. I was really expecting that. I was really expecting that. He successfully lafonged me the other day. What's a latte, Bob? Lafonged me really good in a recent win. If we look at his record, he's got 29.5 to 7.5. I wanted to keep him at 5 or 6 wins with a plus half, but it didn't work out, unfortunately. All right, so we have 6 people playing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 of 6, and I'm the odd person out. This is a good time for me to try to go for coffee. What is up with the coffee command? It didn't work. I'm gonna try it over here. Nothing? It did work in Twitch. Oh, it's a Nightbot command. Fine. I'll be right back. Everyone is playing. I'll be right back. One second.
The secret to chess is not moving, by the way. That is one of the little known secrets. Not moving, more thinking. See everything about your possible destination before you move. Always look back and see what you could have done better, what you were planning on doing, and what succeeded, what worked, and what didn't. Always look back at your games, review, and learn. Studying the game in its entirety is the way to go. You have to develop all parts of your game equally in order to increase in strength, because opponents are going to be weak in various areas of the game, and if you can win 2 out of 3 of the areas of the game, then like on American Idol or any of those voting survivor shows, you will move on to the next phase. If they're attacking your rooks, threaten the queen. If they're attacking your queen, threaten checkmate and pawn. And in all cases, you can counterattack with check as an in-between move. Counterattack, the number one tool, recommended by grandmasters.
It's really all about your diet. You know, you are what you study. And if you study great players, you play great chess. Playing blitz with Hikaru Nakamura, or regularly playing blitz with someone who literally shows you glaringly what you're doing wrong, like that. There is no substitute for the old-fashioned, you know, just getting slapped across the face when you make a mistake. Just no substitute.
The problem is that right now, I believe that Ron is the better player, and nothing's going to change that. The only person that can change that is right here. If you honestly put anyone on a pedestal, then you're already going to have an experience. You're going to have some difficult experiences against opponents. If you put anyone on a pedestal, then you might as well just hang it up, because you're not going to be able to beat them. You have to take the bull by the horns, find their faults. They are human like anyone else. And that's all you have to do, is raise yourself up. A certain comfort zone soar toward playing correctly, grabbing space, an equal amount of space, having equal chances to win, not letting yourself fall behind in any manner, way, shape, or form by gambiting a pawn unsoundly, like in the Stafford Gambit, but simply playing good chess. So many people out there who are studying openings instead of learning how to win the game. In other words, if you are studying the London or any opening variation, how much will that really reward you toward winning a game versus learning specific strategic methods, maneuvers, plays, or honing your endgame skills toward pocketing further points and thereby gaining rating points. I cannot recommend Chess Informant publications highly enough. Despite the nature of the modern era with computing and ChessBase, you can actually receive a digital copy along with your subscription to Chess Informant and receive the benefit of all worlds. And of course, if you invest in other Chess Informant products, such as the 1000 Best of the Best, you'll be able to pick apart the annotations of the 1960s and improve your chess in that manner.
I couldn't just play what I wanted to play in a position. I had to play what the position dictated. In other words, if a plan was organic to the position, it succeeded. But if I try to force my will, let's just say like the 4-move checkmate, then it cannot possibly succeed
after the death of Tigran the Trojan. And on that particular Sunday, a young man walked into my establishment and told me that the world champion was dead. It was a Sunday morning. The Sunday morning Herald had the article in it, which he showed me, and I was so shocked. And I asked him, how are you so interested in chess? And he said that his father was the champion of the Berkeley, UC, California chess club. And that morning, I began playing him for 25 sets a game. If he won, he would get the whole roll of quarters, which would be $10. And after about 3 games, I decided I had had enough, and this could not last. And I said, why don't I just teach you how to play the game? At the end of the week, he came back and he said, either my father is not telling the truth, or Berkeley had a really terrible chess. Aim higher. Set your standards higher. Be better. I mean, you're aiming at a level of player that is more or less intermediate. I already did this comment, or I already made this comment earlier that players under 2400 are intermediate.
And we're back from our coffee run. I should do a Be Right Back stream, odds and evens. Oh, that was quite the kickbot delay. Kick was delayed quite some time. It looks like everyone is still playing. We have all 6 games going. Matcha Latte Bob did berserk on Medi, and he got away with it. Let's see what that was all about. We're using the concrete park table board to demonstrate whether or not our play is worthy of. Now, why is black moving the same pieces twice? Okay, finally, a threat. Still not a threat. Moving the same piece how many times now? The bishop. Move this bishop twice off the board. What happened to that piece? It's down a piece. Oh my gosh. This is what berserking will do. Don't move the same piece twice in the open. And already we can see that black is decisively better here. Queen to h4 or bishop h2. Bishop h2 away pretty much forces the match. Whether or not king takes at h2 or not, h4 is next. Yeah, I don't think there's any stopping it. Is there any stopping it? Bishop h2 check. He didn't see it. He only saw g4, and then white could have saved with g3, but instead chose to ignore what was going on, not seeing the opponent's big idea or intention. So it began with a quick 1, 2, and 3. Nicely done, sir. Queen h4 was shorter because you had queen h wins, regardless of what white did. But if you wish to improve at chess, you have to choose between whether or not you're going to be berserking or whether you're going to be attempting to trust the process of finding good moves over and over and over again. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Well, now he's playing knight f6. I vaguely remember Isdar. Oops. I was waiting for that mistake. As we're playing in Nimso Indian. Nimso Indian. Is there any reason to rush this? I don't think so. I don't think so. The bishop on g7 isn't getting protected anytime soon. Check. Takes. Takes, check. Bummer. Couldn't find a better move. Very much a bummer that I couldn't find a better move. Couldn't find a better move. 4 players playing. Bob paused. Looks like the end of it. We need to advertise our next event, which I believe is starting in 9 minutes. The Ironman weekend rapid conclusion. Copy link address. And then we have the Blitz results. Today's. Let's do it this way. Today's results. Blitz. Jerry Goose, thank you for the follow on Twitch, by the way. I saw that you followed 9 days ago. I don't necessarily know if you've got the appreciation and the love that you should have, but copy link address. And the bullet results. Wait. Reload. Oh. Copy link address. Scared me there for a moment. And I think it's less than 9 minutes now, so we just have to be accurate here in our... Copy. Send it up. Don't think I'll have enough time to get it in. Thank you for being in the event anyway. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Namaste, though. I appreciate the extra follow. I should be streaming the marathon, I was thinking last night, since I was up at midnight. I believe it began at midnight. This is a 24-hour arena, and there's 12 hours left, so it began at 7 o'clock p.m. yesterday. I should have been doing this one. I think I should do all marathons from now on. All in part. After all, I was up late, regardless, all night long. All night long. We're also going to do a Chess Today podcast. What do you think, Jerry Goose? Would you be interested in something like that? We should use our Discord channel for that. Our Discord voice podcast. And basically the subject would be day 1, day 2, rapid and blitz, which has already started, I think. But I can't possibly Hiroki beat me to the punch. Nicely done, sir. Nicely done. While I took a coffee break, Hiroki went out and secured first place. Oh, it's an amazing event. Hold on one second. Let's do the watch broadcasts. And then you can actually subscribe right over here by hitting subscribe on the FIDE events page. I'm going to put it in the chat. Because you can also follow the women if you'd like to. They are in the women. I'm already subscribed to the women, it looks like. You only really need to be subscribed to one. You don't need to be subscribed to more than one. And of course, you can get to the FIDE events that way. I don't really want to lose you here, but obviously, I'm going to be doing it in ChessBase probably, with some initial analysis using Lead Chess, possibly. But that would just be the Chess Today podcast. That would include reviews of Titled Tuesday, for example. And over here, we should have the Emanuel Berg. Wow, I can't believe that I wasn't already in that one. Sylvie. Hey, Roken. Good night, sir. I guess Roken said good night a little while ago. My former podcast co-host, Rogan Joe Sloan. Really awesome guy. He has a very strong stomach. Well, let's just say that there were a number of small things that led to me choosing to move at a different path. Friends, don't let friends listen to or do things that are bad for them. And sometimes you forget those things. Basically, if someone's drinking antifreeze and
Berg said, "How was Christmas?"
Friedrich, it was lovely. I'll summarize that in just a moment, but I'll finish the other conversation. But basically, when you have one person telling you that I just haven't had enough of the antifreeze, I just didn't drink enough of the antifreeze to understand how good it is, and he's telling you this on stream, then you kind of wonder, right? It's sort of like, what was it that the Orange Menace was trying to get everybody to drink during COVID? Clorox. Clorox, almost as good as antifreeze. But basically, you just don't understand how good it is for you because you haven't drank enough of it. You didn't drink enough of it. And this all came to a little bit of a head or a conclusion, jury goose, over the ultimate decline of Charlie Kirk. And although I didn't say anything, I basically said, not enough, perhaps. Do I want to do it this way? I'm going to play it the old-fashioned way. I don't think bishop takes c3 check is good enough, except when the pawn's already on c4. If you had played a c4 opening, I believe bishop takes c3 check is a standard. Uh-oh. Oh, I see what you're preparing. That's very clever. I don't think you're going to let me do what I want, but we're going to try one way or another or another. Do I want to take with the bishop or do I want to take with the pawn? That is the question. Let's take with the pawn. Then we'll go for the fork trick. What? Dudovich. 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 I should have used my, I should have used my bishop for this endeavor, perhaps. But we'll hope that it all leads to the same thing. Leads to the same thing. Time will only tell if it leads to the same thing. Oh no. Oh no, I don't get what I want, but who knew? Oh no, dude, you gave away a bishop for a pawn. You just saw the x-ray right after he moved it, I know. And knight g5 was the right way to go instead of knight takes c5, obviously. So how was Christmas, Friedrich? I hope it was good for jury as well as Friedrich. I got a really awesome gift, which works well because I'm always going for foot massages because I teach. And this is going to save me a lot of money. This is the Hyper Ice Hypervolt 2.0. It is basically a massage gun. Oh, man. And basically, it really does well. Oh. It does really, really well, especially on the backs of the heel when you need to. And you can actually use it almost anywhere. You know, when you slept wrong, when you slept long, basically it's fully charged right now. That's why it's green. That is amazing. Amazing. So basically, if you sleep wrong, as we did on the plane going to Florida, and then we went to Epic Universal. Nice. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I only use touchscreen. I got a new PC with a touchscreen, a 15.4-inch Samsung from my wife, and a larger case, which actually has these lovely compartmentalized pockets on the outside of the box that help me keep it. Yeah, I know, but I spend so much money standing all day teaching. I go to the little foot rub place either by the subway, which is a nail salon. They're not quite as good as the real foot rub place, and I don't recommend going to just any old foot rub place because you might end up paying for something else other than a foot rub. So that if you say you want a foot rub, usually you get a foot rub. I usually take 30 minutes, and you walk out and you're walking on clouds when you use the massage place, if they're legitimate. So you have to really consider whether or not it's a legitimate massage place or whether it's a massage place where you don't know how much you're going to be tipping. And you can usually tell by the signage or by the price. When the price is slightly higher per hour, let's just say if you're paying $70 or $80 per hour, then it's probably a legitimate massage place. But if it's like $30 an hour or $40 an hour, they're going to make their money from you because they're going to offer different services. You're going to have to pay a lot more.
Berg said, Christmas was goof, thank you.
I wasn't sure if you celebrated Christmas or if you celebrated Hanukkah. I also used to celebrate Hanukkah when my daughters were younger. I would try to get them gifts on random evenings across the 8 nights, for example. Do I want to do this again? I feel like I do. So in any event, did anything happen? Did you get any interesting gifts? So those are my two best gifts, the computer and the being able to spend time with the family is always a gift. Interestingly enough, being able to spend time with the family is priceless. So this is a reverse Nimzo Indian, and white/black played the early queen to b3 to tag the, instead of Capablanca's queen to c7. If the roles were reversed in color with the reverse Nimzo Indian. Capablanca played a classical position like that.
Friedrich Holberg said, no, we celebrate Hanukkah.
Yeah. So Hanukkah's better. Tell me your favorite Hanukkah movie. Oh, you don't celebrate Hanukkah.
Friedrich Holberg said, Don't.
Now everybody can name their
Friedrich
favorite.
Berg said,
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, but everyone can tell you their favorite Christmas movies. But how many of you can tell me your favorite Hanukkah movie? Anyone? Anyone? Oh, I should have taken the free pawn. What was I thinking? Right? Shouldn't I have taken the free pawn? Silly me. That was the whole point of queen to g4, besides the mate threat, was to be able to take on d5, or basically attacking the unprotected bishop. I expected them to play f6, and I don't know why I wasn't really realistically considering taking on that square followed by knight takes c4, knight to c4. Was it because of cd5? Let's just keep cracking through. Let's crack on. Crack on, ladies and gentlemen. Crack on. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. They let me off the hook there. He had the move queen to e6 in that position as well. Interestingly enough. Down in exchange. For some strange reason, I felt but I wasted a thought. I really did waste a thought. Am I gonna lose to this fellow? It's really annoying. Are there enough weaknesses to go by? Queen e4, queen takes e5. Do I want to wish for an exchangeless? Maybe I could have gone for it. To play b4 and get these pawns moving. I made a mistake. I'm going to cross my fingers that I'm not completely losing this. We're going to cross our fingers. that we're not completely losing this. Oh, I got away with it. Or did I? I have to really be careful here. My knight could get trapped. Bollocks. I did not win that game. My opponent lost it. Rook to e2. I honestly don't know what I was going to do there. Ooh. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I know. I thought it was working briefly when I started the stream. 8 Crazy Nights. Good choice. Adam Sandler. Cheers to 8 Crazy Nights, Jerry Goose. Now, I cannot possibly think of another Hanukkah movie. Eight Crazy Nights sort of reminds me of that other film where everyone's chasing everybody around after hours, which is what I think the name of the movie is, After Hours. It features Dominic Dunn's son, right? The author's son is an actor. Or is Dominic Dunn the fellow who wrote Tony Miles' biography? Hold on. I could be getting this one wrong. No, that's Jeff Lawson. That's Jeff Lawson who wrote the biography of Tony Miles. Griffin? Who am I thinking of? After Hours. Griffin Dunn. Yes, Griffin Dunn. And I believe that Griffin Dunn is related to... I could click on Griffin Dunn. I already donated. I have to log into my account and make sure that I'm donating from the account that I am logged into. Griffin Dunn is an American actor, director, and producer. He's been nominated. Yes, the oldest child of journalist and writer Dominic Dunn. It was a truly great movie. After Hours was so bizarre. He was a chess player, so I should probably have him in my birthday database. This is how I do it. Griffin. He's a pretty handsome young man, aged well. He's a Chekhovian actor, which involves listening and being in the moment. An American Werewolf in London. I put in chess playing, unfortunately, and I got playing roles in my searches. S2112, welcome back. Interesting. That was an interesting choice. Is he going to play for it? Queen E2 is what I would have definitely played in that position. Can I go this way? I don't think so. Need to be able to play bishop to c4, bishop to e6 to stop knight takes d6 being devastating. Love Lights Hanukkah. What in the world is going on here now? Can't let him get on knight e5. Knight d5 was a much better move in that. But it's never too late, it seems. Just to get the bishop pair, yeah?
Friedrich Holberg said, I just bought the Stronghold games and Mom and bought me an electric wheelchair.
Really? That's awesome. What is the top speed on the electric wheelchair this weekend in the compound? That I was staying in.
Friedrich Holberg said, and Dad.
And Dad, yes. That's excellent. That is lovely. That is actually lovely. No, where I was in the retirement community in Florida where my in-laws live. Just trying to calculate here. I apologize.
Said, don't know the top speed.
Well, that's a challenge, right? I don't mean to challenge you on that one, but we're going to find out what it is. Think I could have won another pawn, maybe, 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 maybe. Oh no, sir. That's not how it works. I was expecting bishop takes g6 with the same idea. Bishop takes e3, bishop takes d5, d4. That was an interesting choice. Trying to get here and there. Hmm. Guy's a wise guy. He doesn't want to come up that way. Trying to figure out a way to get a Rosen trophy out of this deal. If there's a way to get a Rosen trophy out of this deal. Oh, that's a bummer. I was trying to get a Rosen trophy out of this deal. He wouldn't let me promote to a bishop with me. Under promotion to a knight seemed impossible. I have gotten an under promotion to a knight, I believe. Sorry there. S2112. I apologize. Paul 184. Good morning, Paul 184. Thank you for the follow on Kick. Namaste. What is going on with this Kickbot? I had thought I had it working briefly. All right, let's close that window. We'll open up the Kickbox settings. There's some sort of exclam TTS that you can use on Kick. Do I get an invitation? I do wish to play in that tournament one year, but I believe that your rating has to be much higher. But apparently when it was in New York, I think I probably could have gotten in. Oh, my favorite. This is one of my favorite variations of the English. My good friend Mike Drager this weekend was inducted into the Nebraska Hall of Fame. I believe he's at least a two-time Nebraska chess champion, something that I never achieved when I lived there briefly in my short tenure. I feel like I should be getting something out of this here. Queenie to check. I'm getting crazy, but what? I'm going to do like Magnus and put my knight on e6. That would be bad. I think I'm asking for it here, don't you? I'm really asking for it, right? Knight to b5. Yeah, I'm asking for it. It's true. Wow, he didn't take it. This is probably the best move there. Maybe not. I wouldn't have gotten castled. Then he could have taken my knight first. This was very, very risky. Star is trying to catch up with me. Idzar. Could have pre-moved that one. Could have pre-moved that one. This is a symmetrical pawn structure piece play arrangement. Interesting. Interesting. All right, I'm tempted now, it seems. Gonna get away with a quiet move in there. Let's have some fun. Let us have some fun. I had too much fun. Too much fun. I forgot that I was lower on time. Namaste, everyone. Did not go on my permanent record. That was the end of the 5+5. That was very much a lot of fun. Rick Mayall in this movie in the tiny role of second chess player. So who was the first chess player? Who was playing chess with Rick in American Werewolf in London? That's the question that I have. Who was playing chess with Rick, an American Werewolf in London? It was Brian Glover. It appears in a pub scene where locals discuss werewolf sighting along Mayall, Rick Mayall, who plays the second chess player. This is a job for co-pilot. Anyway, namaste, Paul 184. I have not yet merged a lot of the birthdays into the main calendar, which I might get done today. I might not. I do have to get a few things done. Don't blunder the maiden one. So in the community, Frederick, basically, there were golf carts going around, and occasionally a person with an electric wheelchair we would pass, or they would pass us. But I don't necessarily know what the top speed of the electric wheelchair was, because it seemed like they were going pretty fast. So the top speed of the golf cart is 17 miles per hour. AKA, Alexa, what is 17 miles per hour in kilometers? Probably 15.
Hour, it's about 27.4 kilometers per hour.
27.4. Yes, that's about the top speed of my electric scooter as well. So I have an electric scooter that I have often used, not a scooter as in a sitting scooter, but as in a handheld scooter that I stand on. I've gotten around the neighborhood picking up Anakin from school, etc. on occasion. In any event, all's well that ends well. Where are we with the puzzle streak? Wow, we're not very far at all. That was a very long-winded number 11. Is this a good one? I don't know. But I am facing mate in 1, so there's only one good move here. It seems. If knight takes, then queen takes with check, probably would be best. I was expecting knight to e1 and then king to c3. But he's trying to offer me the bishop. Trying to offer me the bishop. This is a standard hook-themed rook. This is the hook rook. The hook for rooks. I mean the hook for bishops, because usually it's the knight delivering that checkmate. So let's see here. Check, check. Removing the defender seems to be the main theme here. Ye gods. It looks like queen takes d5, takes advantage of this pin. Because the knight can't escape. Rook takes. Bishop takes looks more forcing. Rook takes is too cute. Rook takes g7. Oh no! Knight on c to d4. And I don't have any mate. I have no bait. Everyone knows that I probably would have gone for that in a real game. I'd take with check, which is key. Well, that would have been a pre-move from hell. In any event, we'll leave off with. Paul, that is a very good thought. We are going to raid with what little viewers that we have. I'm hoping that others might join us for the raid. The best coverage of the World Rapid and Blitz. Final day of the Rapid. Is Magnus going to be able to catch up? I don't think so, but it's interesting. Is Hans Niemann going to be able to maintain his lead? Another good question. We don't know the answers to these questions and more. Thank you all for being here.